All right, we're going to move it.
A house that you've owned or rented or anything.
Just FYI, this is all streaming live, so everything you're saying is going to go over our live. You're welcome to continue, but I just wanted to let you know. So if there's any personal details that you don't want to.
Live streamers that have created some amazing shows on Amazon. And so the first, the couple I'm going to introduce, she's an international speaker and trainer in customer engagement, body language, behavior modification, sales, and habit transformation, who has an extensive background in high-ticket sales and is known by her peers as the powerhouse closer, achieving over 7 million in product sales at live events and online. He's known as an energy creation specialist. He died at age 18 and came back with a unique insight into humanity and desire to understand human behavior. He's certified in Reiki, emotion code, energy healing, and hypnosis, combined with a passion for quantum physics, and led him to becoming a master integrator of personal development and the creative process. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Amy Jo and Jamie Honey. Our next speaker loves sharing her passion for art with others. From an early age, creating art gave her a wonderful feeling, and she wanted to help others feel the same way she felt using her creativity. Becoming an art teacher and then starting Artist at Art Paint Party has helped to fulfill her purpose in life. Please welcome Denise Lipka. Our next speaker is the Living Water Quilter and host of Quilt Conversations Live, a live streaming educational show on Amazon, YouTube, and Facebook. She teaches women how to become creative and confident quilters by helping them develop machine quilting skills so they can create unique opportunities to impact the lives of others as entrepreneurs, teachers, or hobbyists. Please welcome Geraldine Wilkins. All right, this is so like I said, the title of this session is How to Create an Engaging Live Selling Show Without Being QVC. And that's what these folks have done. And so I want to ask you all as we get this started off, each one of you has created an original show that doesn't feel like the Home Shopping Network or QVC. You're actually live selling. How did you come up with your show concept? And how does this align with your brand outside of Amazon?
Awesome. Well, first off, how it kind of started for us, we love giving. And I'm super passionate about selling and taking the dirty word out of selling, because I think the old way of doing it has been kind of, we're tired of it. You know, the biggest difference between men and women is that men are transactional, women are relational, right? But men still don't like feeling like a transaction. So how do you relate to somebody through a camera, right? And so how it started for us was we ended up having all these Amazon products, and we're like, well, what do we do with them? And we're like, well, let's give them away. And so we just started giving them away on our show. So, I mean, flat out, we buy our followers in a way, we really. But it's amazing because we do a lot of mindset shift and everything. Do you want to add something to that? You look like you wanted to add something. Are you sure?
I've been given a 50-word limit, starting now. So for us to make it unique is every single person is unique. So we've heard it already today multiple times. People say, be you, do you. And Amazon covers everything. So there are people shopping for who you are and what you do. So have fun, which is my primary cause of being there, is I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy having fun with people. I enjoy getting to know people. So when they say something silly in the chat, I love to respond with that. They put in jokes, there's engagement. When we sing songs, I get forced to do interpretive dances. That's one of the prizes on the prize roll now.
That was great. I played it like
So we have fun with them. We do us the way we are, and there's people out there who like us for who we are, and we share products along the way. And that's it for us.
Okay. I'm Denise from Artist at Heart, and I am an accidental entrepreneur. I was a Cleveland art teacher for 20 years and started my own business of paint and sip in 2015. So I would go out to various wineries and paint and drink. It was much better. If they let me drink in the classroom, I could still be doing it. So this was working for me, and I had a lot of fun. Most of my customers were mothers and grandmothers, and when COVID hit, everything shut down and all my events were canceled. I did have a Facebook following of about 2,000 people, again, mostly mothers and grandmothers, and everyone was panicked. What am I going to do with my kids? So I said, do you want me to teach them online classes? I'm not great in technology at all. I had no idea what I was doing, but I grew in 2 days from 2,000 followers to 30,000 followers, and I went live for my first time on Monday, March 16th. I had 20,000 people from around the world watching me teach an art class. It was crazy. I had a lot of people help me pull this off with the technology part. Anyway, then someone's like, get a YouTube channel. So then I started streaming on YouTube as well with a platform called StreamYard, which is where I met Jim Hughes. And again, not really knowing what I'm doing. And Jim was talking on StreamYard about Amazon. And one of the questions I got all the time from the moms was, I want a product list. I want a product list. What are you using? And I'm like, it's COVID. And I'm thinking COVID's gonna last a week, right? I'm like, I can do free art classes for a week. Use whatever's in your house. I'm sorry, I'm sure fathers want a supply list too, but it was the mothers that were messaging me. I wanna know what you're using. Please tell me what you're using. So again, it was Jim who's like, this is a perfect platform for you to like be able to give them products and stream on YouTube, on Facebook, on Amazon at the same time, tag the products that you're using and sell them. Again, with a lot of help. So that's what I do. I teach live, but now I have a subscription group. So I did do it free for a while, and now I have a subscription group where the people can create with me, and I can sell the products and at the same time. And I have a lot of fun doing it as well. Is that too long? What's the question again?
The question was, how did you come up with your show concept, and how does it align with your brand outside of Amazon?
Okay, perfect. I started as a quilter who taught techniques and the right tools for quilting. Many quilters struggled with the right tools, so it was a natural extension for me to create a show called Quilt Conversations. And I started that on YouTube and realized that it was becoming popular. And so once the Amazon Live opportunity came, I was thinking, well, this is a perfect fit because I talk about tools already, but now I can bring them directly to a platform where they can purchase the tools, see me demonstrate them, and see how they can not only give them the result they want, but they have a success with that tool. And the main thing that I love about Amazon Live is that we have that freedom to create a show that is unique to your personal brand. You don't have to follow any particular style. You create your own style. And so I'm a multitasker. I live that life as a creator. So when I create a show on Amazon, for instance, I did a 3-part series on how to create a tote bag for a beginner with professional finishes. So everything in the carousel were all the tools that you needed to create that tote bag. And then I did pre-videos ahead of time, recorded videos, so that when that product came, I was able to show them a video of me using that product, but also talk them through why this was something that they needed in their toolbox. So it's just become a natural fit for me to use that. Then after that 3-part series becomes a course on my platform.
And I think one of the other things, especially for Denise and for Geraldine, is because they're teaching a class, right? People can go back and watch it later on Amazon and get those products later. And that's, something that's really unique, and it can continue to build them additional traffic. And so I think that's one thing you guys have done a great job with. So the next question is, on Amazon, people are showing up to buy products, not necessarily coming to engage with someone in a chat on a live stream. What are your tips to creating engagement during your live show on Amazon?
So what's funny is a lot of times on our live, people come in and they're like, what did I show up to? Like, what is this? I'm just trying to. So what we think of is we always think of the buyer. Like, we always have the buyer in mind, and how do we create an experience for them? So, because what we understand, and back to the branding, like how does it fix with our brand? I'm a sales trainer. I train people in sales. So people buy emotionally and then they justify later logically. So how can we tap into that buyer's emotion and their buying language and create an experience for them so that it's fun for them? So that they walk away going, wow, that was like, I just got this great product and like, I'm excited about it and I had some fun doing it. So one of the things that we do is we make our audience the star of our show. And so when somebody comes in, and I'll give a shout out to PC Phil, he's probably watching. So what we do is they come in and we have little songs we sing about them. Or we just engage back with them, in ways that is entertaining for them and fun.
Yes. When Amy says emotionally, we have 5 senses, so that's the benefit of being able to do an Amazon Live show and video. You can relay your experience. Oh, this smells interesting when you open it. It's like, don't eat it, don't lick the wrapping paper, it tastes terrible. It's got a soft touch. Oh, look, I can put my fist inside. Now I can't get my fist out. I've got stuck in a coffee cup. Those elements make it real for the person, as well as what some of the other people were saying before about being honest, being authentic. And it's like, oh, I don't like this thing, has these things that are a benefit. I'm not much of a fan of this or this because of these reasons, but that's up to you. So the honesty element is important there as well. Relating to the 5 senses and acknowledging each person when they come into the chat. And they go, we're like, hey, welcome Rising Siren, glad you're here. Or GMG.
Dynamite.
GMG.
Win that fight.
GM, yeah, so like their name pops up and we recognize, acknowledge them. They feel then that they're connected. That's different to them watching TV. That's different to them sitting through a Zoom chat where their camera's off and they're like, you connect with them. They're like, oh, I've been acknowledged. Acknowledgement's one of the biggest things that we're lacking in society. So you acknowledge someone, they're like, I like you. What are you selling? Sure.
All right, so last week I went live and I was outside doing tie-dye. And I was tie-dyeing a shirt and it started to thunder. And it started to rain, but I was like, so if I say I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, where are you guys from? What's the weather like? I'm engaging with them and they tend to chat more with me when I do something like that. And then they're watching to see if I get struck by lightning. I know. So really, when I tend to ask them questions about supplies, I don't necessarily get so much interaction, but it's really when I'm talking just about the weather or anything in general that they can relate to.
I do a similar thing. Sometimes what I like to do is to do a live DIY and engage them in the process. And so one recently was something completely different than what I normally do. So I'm testing different types of shows. And one was about ink stamping, which is a hobby that I just do outside of quilting. And I said, well, let me just go live with this. If we relax into read, I can get some reps in. Amazon Live, like anything else, is practice, 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 right? You want to get your exercises in live streaming. And so I did that, and it ended up being 3 hours, but this one lady stayed with me for that whole time, and we made something together. So engaging in that way, and then I got to find out, well, what are you doing while you're watching? This is all cooking. What are you cooking? And that engagement just increased as a result.
That is so cool.
Oh, we also ask them when we do a product, is this a win, a wonder, or a wash? We want their opinion as well back. We want them to tell us what they think of it. We're not just giving to them, we want their information back. So we'll say, is this a win, a wonder, or a wash? What do you guys think? Would you get it yourself?
Definitely. Nice. So how do you stay aligned with Amazon's guidelines, right? You heard earlier, right? You've got to have percentage of products on hand and things in your carousel for influencers or live streaming and other content while staying true to your brand and audience who may be watching on other platforms.
So when we started, we really just used products around the house. But now we have we open like 10 boxes a day right now. We have just companies ship us stuff. So Jamie is an expert at improv, and so we can make anything fit anywhere. So we have 3 shows actually, so it fits into one of the shows. One show is Meet the Authors, which is we interview authors, and that's all about reading. So we have like Kindles and massagers and like blankets that you cuddle up with while you're reading, like anything that fits that, right? And then the next show is Unboxing the Unknown, where we literally unbox something, they guess what's in the box. We put one of them on the prize where they get to win it. So literally that could be any product, doesn't matter. And my brand is sales, so I can sell anything. And then the third show is Anti-Aging Hour with Amy, and it's a spa day. We just hang out, and the main reason I created that show is because if I don't take some time for myself, I will never do the repetitive like face masks and stuff that actually I need to do at age 53. And so I started doing that show, and it's really a fun day. The ladies come with me, we hang out, we do a spa day together, and it's a blast. And so it just all fits in, and my background is also health and fitness, so that anti-aging fits in with my brand as what I've preached for years. We're former gym owners, so it's exercise, sleep, hydration, nutrition, and emotional environment are the 5 elements of health that we have preached for years. So.
And you bring up a good point, and I think both of you can talk to this as well. Is that you're doing, even though you have a channel, you're creating different shows on that channel. And I know there's a couple others that we've talked with. Jeff C. does social media news live, but also has started to do a show about wood carving. So it's like we sometimes put our own limits on ourselves. Amazon's not saying you can't have different types of shows on your channel. We tend to do that to ourselves, but I know you all have kind of branched off because and Denise, I'll let you give your answer next.
Okay. When I'm talking about the carousel, I stream just to Amazon when I'm focusing on the products, because the people that I'm teaching the art classes to specifically, I'm not going to sell them the plumping lip gloss, but which I'm definitely buying and being sent more products on Amazon. So when I'm teaching a class on Amazon with art supplies, maybe my shirt or dress is also from Amazon, which will be in the carousel, and I'll talk about it because I love the color red, and I'll be like, oh, this is, really pretty red, and I'll incorporate just various things into my live stream. So I have an OtterBox on my phone that's covered in paint as well. It's waterproof, and I'll hold it up and I'll show it like that. It's always with me because I'm always teaching art, and I'm a really messy artist. So I've found a way to use many more products from Amazon and incorporate them into my class that I'm using and just talk about, it that way.
That's such a good example. I've done something similar. I really like to look at this show as an extension of not only my business, but also responding to the specific platform, and for Amazon trying to accommodate their needs as well as the needs of the brands. When I did the series on the three-part series on the bag, I used fabric that I knew was on Amazon, that I could speak to fabric.com, which is owned by Amazon, and that's a separate website from Amazon, but that fabric is also on Amazon, so it's on 2 platforms, and I can speak directly to an Amazon product in the middle of teaching a course on Amazon. And so I'm very cognizant of not only creating a potential brand relationship for myself with fabric.com and with Amazon, because they own it, but also responding to the needs of my client base.
I was just going to say that Jim gave my answer earlier verbatim about you've got one platform and you can do multiple shows.
We still have time now because we've gone through the questions we had for them in advance. Do we have any questions from the audience?
Angela threw her hand up real fast.
Hi, how are you? How often are you on, like 4 days a week? Is it always the same time? To really build your audience, is once a week, is that workable? And how does the money work? Is it a commission, straight commission on any sale, or does it depend on the product and the brand?
So for us, when we started, we were just doing 1 day a week live, and at the same time, for us, we feel it's important to go live at the same time so our followers and our fans can actually know when we're going to be there. But now we do 3 times a week. We're going to ramp it up when we get back, probably to 5 a week, because we just signed more contracts and more brand deals, and so we are going to be required to do a little bit more.
And they're asking for more.
Yeah, and they're asking us to do more right now. So you automatically get a commission from Amazon from the products you sell. It's between 3 and 4%. It depends on the product kind of, but it's going to average about, I guess, 3 to 4%. For us, we charge the brands up front to put the products on our page, and then we also have commission deals on the back end for the brands as well. Does it make sense? Awesome.
All right, so I was consistently going live every week, and then I was teaching my art classes and streaming and focused more on the art than the product. So I got a little email that said, "We can't do that. We wanted to talk more about products." So then I stopped, again, doing it consistently, and I do get messages, when am I going on live again? And so I need to focus more on that, being consistent, setting a time and a date where I actually find, I have a lot of tag products, and Jim helps me make little videos that go on product pages. And also, just as an example, I do schools, and schools do live videos with me across the country, and they want a product list. So I'm able to create a shoppable photo with like a bulk supply list, and then the schools can go and buy directly. So I'll post a picture of the painting we're gonna create and give them a supply list, and then they can go to that product and order whatever they want to. So I tend to make a lot of money from the shoppable photos. And again, the little mini edited videos that go on the product page. I'm not rich though, I'm rich.
In terms of, oh, thank you. In terms of frequency, I started in October live streaming on Amazon, and I started by simultaneously streaming on an already existing show. Every Friday, I was going live on Facebook and YouTube, and so I just multi-streamed to see how it would work. Once I noticed that there was a difference between the way I would interact with my audience, I separated the two. And so then I tested it by itself, and I went only once a week. From there, I went twice a week, and I tested that to see how that was performing and where Amazon would place me on the replays. So I'm always testing shows to see what's the best time, what's the best frequency, and of course, what's best with my own schedule so that I can remain consistent.
And just a heads up for everyone in regards to consistency, why it's so important and why we say it. Your audience member as a human being has an unspoken expectation. When an expectation is not met, that is that you're going to be there at this time and you're not there, that unmet expectation feels like a lie. No one likes to be lied to. Feelings happen first, conscious mind then justifies it. Oh, I don't feel like I trust that person anymore. They won't buy from you because they no longer trust you. So that's why consistency is so important.
We had any another question?
I think there's a question on the back for a joke from Jamie. Yes.
My question is, I batch record my podcast and things like that now. So when you're doing an interview, are you doing a live interview with that person, or how do you do that? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so we do a live interview. We do live interviews with the authors on that show, and that format. What we do is we focus on the interview in the first part of the show. Even though we're selling his book or her book, we will plug the book throughout the thing, and we'll also ask them fun questions like, "What's the last thing on Amazon you bought?" We might talk about that during the show. And then the other thing we always ask is what author inspired you? So we'll talk about that book during the show. But then the rest of the products, we wait till the interview's over. We kind of let that person go. We tell them they can hang out if they want, but we're going to talk about the products. And so then we let them go, and then we talk about the products. So that's kind of how we do it. But we do it live, and then I hire somebody to edit it because I don't have time.
Any other government?
How do you find the brands that you work with?
That's a great question. Do you guys want to answer first? You got it. Yeah.
Okay, I have been working with brands for a number of years before I was on Amazon. I was mainly a blogger, and then I started teaching with sewing companies and working with fabric companies as a designer, working with magazines as a designer, and publishing companies. So I really had some relationships with a lot of different companies and brands in my industry. And so I was able to quickly start working with them on Amazon and reaching out to them, letting them know that I was there. They still are hesitant. They don't really know what this Amazon thing can do for them. So it's up to us to help educate brands about the potential and how they want to get in on the ground floor, just like we are.
So So that's one way. The other way is we also have, that's great that you had contacts ahead of time. That makes it a lot easier. I'm not afraid to approach anybody, so I'll reach out directly to the brands. I'll find something that I want to promote. And I don't know if you've heard of Earthing Shoes, but they're awesome. They help you stay grounded. So Jamie had bought a pair on Amazon, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know they had them. And so while they were shipping, I contacted the brand shipped me a pair, hired us. Jamie had to send his pair back because they didn't have a size to fit him, so I have Earthing Shoes and he doesn't have it. That's how that works. But yeah, I reach out directly to the brands, and then I have a page on my website that's kind of secret that like the fans can't see, that the brands can see, and I basically pitch what Amazon Live is on that page, on that web page. So I show screenshots of the chat, I show stats of the viewers and things like that, and then just have a video there kind of explaining the benefit, because Amazon Live is very new. Some of the brands don't even really get it right now. So we kind of have to really, she was saying, you really have to educate the brands as well.
I'm learning too. I need to do that. I buy them, as an art teacher for 20 years, I know the supplies that I like, or if I'm looking for mess-free products, and families like mess-free products that their kids are creating, but I'll purchase them myself and then make a mini video of it, and it's up to the product page if they want to put it on their page, and then if people see that little video clip, then I get a percentage of it. So, but I'm gonna start contacting them and telling them that I want some stuff.
I just want to add one more thing in terms of brands. Because of my prior experience with some brands, when I went live on Amazon with their products, because it's something that I use and I've always encouraged my students to use, I said, hey, you know what? I just went live on Amazon. Do you know that Amazon has a live session every day, every minute of the day that you can promote your product? And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, well, here's my link. Feel free to share it on your social platforms. And they do. So that brings more people to you as well.
Jamie, I'm good. They've said everything.
All right, folks, well, we're going to wrap it up because we don't want to keep you away from lunch. But this last question was great because coming up at 1:30, we will have the Creator Wizard talking about how you can make great videos. So make sure to come back and bring all your friends. Thank you so much for being out here this morning. Thanks. Great job, man.
Yeah, I also was mentored by a Creator Wizard, so I highly recommend you listening to him.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hi, how are you? Good.